Hello, everyone, and welcome to Race 9 of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series season. Tonight, we are at the Windy City, Chicagoland Speedway. I'm Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo. Again, a one-man show tonight, but I would like to go ahead and talk about what we have in store. We are at Chicagoland Speedway, a 1.5 mile tri-oval with a backstretch that isn't actually straight, as it has a slight gentle curve to it, which should present an interesting challenge for our drivers tonight. And another great thing about this track is that even though the real guys don't run on Chicagoland anymore, uh, a game like this allows us to run Chicagoland pretty much forever, if you really think about it. Now, last week was probably the biggest heartbreak in CFRL history, as Kamal Wright, who was dominating that whole race at Richmond, it looked like he was gonna get that win, but his internet had other ideas. And in the end, it was Tegan Jones picking up his fifth win of the 2024 season. That means he has now won over half of the races so far. Now, I have a feeling that Kamal Wright, he's got a bit of a fire in his belly, because he knows he should have had that win, and now he's gonna try to redeem himself, or more or less his internet is gonna try to redeem himself tonight. So that's who I'm keeping an eye on. Of course, I can't deny that I'm also going to be keeping an eye on Tegan Jones and Michael Whitman. They're the top two in points. They're some of the fastest guys so far this season. Well, Tegan more so. And it's really going to come down between these two, either in the race tonight, but of course, big picture here, I think these two are going to be fighting for the championship come October. Uh, And while they're getting the drivers' meeting underway, let's take a look at the starting lineup. And on the pole is Bradley Domer Jr. with a 30.504, which is 5/100th of a second slower than the track record set by Brett Russell with a 30.454. And starting right next to him is the guy that I just mentioned, Kamal Wright, with a 30.512, so just 8/1000ths off. Row 2, we have David Wessel in the 41 and Kevin Hall in the 37. Row 3, we have Ryan Parsons in the 14 and Jared Haw in the 88. Row 4, we have Spencer Boyce in the 7 and Michael Whitman, he's second in points currently. Row 5, we have Tegan Jones, last week's winner and the current points leader, and Joshua Harris in the Penske number 12. Row 6, we have the number 6 of JC Tirado and Matt Connors in the 43. And rounding out the field is Anthony Peters in the 1. So yeah, of course Bradley is going to be, a really fast qualifier. And of course he was in that similar position a couple weeks ago at Atlanta. And I'm sure that he is wanting to get a win on 1.5 miles. Of course, we're just going to go ahead and wait a little bit, because I believe they are currently in the drivers' meeting. And all I have to do now is wait for the invites to get us in the lobby, so that way we can get this race underway. I think we're going to go ahead and listen in a little bit on the chat while we wait.
I can do two things, but it wants to prior. So, before we start this, can I pee real quick? I'm sorry. Yes, run. It's just run. Just leave. Just one, jump in the toilet, come back. Okay, I'm gonna make that one run too. Oh my lord.
Oh, here's just wanted a free Bluey. I sent them the link. I'm trying to get that sticker for like 3 days.
Which one?
Rad Railroads.
I need that too.
It's the one I need. The only one.
Oh shit. I'm back.
When you gotta go, you gotta go, and and if you do have to go, the best time to do so is either before the race starts or after the race ends. And a couple of our guys have chosen option A as they are getting their business done before the race starts. So good on them there. And all right, so while we wait a little bit longer, let's take a look at our our race stats. Uh, for Chicagoland, pace speed will be 70, and of course the guys will stay on the apron coming out of pit road, and they will blend onto the racing surface coming off of turn 2. The stage will be from lap 33 to lap 34. And of course, the apron cannot be used on restarts. And a bit of an interesting last paragraph here. If anybody has the red railroads, Incog, or Anthony Peters, will give you the blowies. I have no idea what that means. And to be honest, I would not be one to find out. Yeah, the things that you read in the CFRL Discord chat is absolutely hilarious to me. And yeah, and I did hear that little ding. That means I am getting the invite to join in the lobby. And of course, I do have to wait a little bit for everyone to, everyone to get in the race before I jump in here.
What was his name then? I can't remember. I think he changed it to Hardline later, and that's what we ended up calling him.
Oh my gosh. Missing one. Probably counted up.
What was that? I don't even remember what that kid's actual name. Dalton.
Alright, we got all 16.
Dalton. What a dumbass that shit.
Looks like the real life Stewart from Mad TV.
Rooster Teeth shit is sad.
Is. Oh, and Fuckface is with them. I think you were the one that asked me.
Yeah, I know they were with them. I just wonder what they're gonna. I assume they're gonna stay together.
Rooster Teeth had to shut down eventually.
Well, I really hope Warner Brothers doesn't clear their content. Wipe all the archives.
All right, so the counter has gone down to 0, and I will go ahead and join in. Yep, here we are at Chicagoland Speedway. Yeah, very nice facility this is. And I didn't know you saw that on the flag stand. It's the Overton's 400. And of course here it's the Camping World 400. Oh, and it looks like they are having some difficulties with the room, since it is a bit laggy. Yeah, that is the one downside with a copy paste game like this. I mean, you could have, the best servers in the world, but they do age, and it does lead to problems like this. So, we're gonna try again here. Yeah, and at this point, they're just wrecking themselves for fun, because, I mean, there isn't really any point in trying to race since the lobby is a bit laggy.
Gotta be quicker than that. Motherfucker, stay still so I can hit you. I got you, bitch.
Again, the stuff that you read and the things that you hear in the CFRL chat, either in the race or on our Discord, it's probably some of the funniest stuff you will ever hear or read. Just yeah, just hilarious.
I don't know if you can. I mean, I know he is probably a WWE Hall of Famer. I mean, do a Doc Ball. I also think no, because they're doing. I mean, they could do a broad list.
Oh, there we go. The invite has been sent out.
You're walking clown emoji.
And of course, they were having a bit of a discussion in the chat, making sure to invite me in because I was, sitting here thinking like, when am I gonna get that invite? Because it's you're restarting the lobby. It's time to get going here. So I think it's you should invite me. But of course, well, that's all good. And hopefully we will try it again with a better lobby. It looks like everything is smooth sailing so far. A little bit of a lag from the two of Cameron Morris, who is actually in this field. Yes, actually, it's not a 13 car field, it is a 16 car field. My apologies on that. As we have Cameron Morris, Kevin Williams, Sal Zabala, Sebastian Padilla, James Iaconelli, and I believe Michael Fox as well in this race, but I don't think I see him. Right, but anyway, let me go ahead and get to Bradley, our pole sitter here. As we are coming to the start of the race. Green flag is out, and we are underway in Chicago. Well, it looks like I may have spoken too soon, as this lobby is now giving these guys some issues. As we kind of already had a lot of chaos in the back. Yeah, definitely quite a bit of chaos. And now this time it looks like the 9 of Michael Whitman is going to be hosting the lobby for our third attempt at the start. And hopefully Mike's connection will be a little bit more stable.
The what?
Missing one.
KLW? Yep. Oh, there he is.
Then he unironically fucking calls out Ric Flair when he wasn't even.
Yeah, he was shooting with Ric Flair. That's hard to say. Hey, Ric Flair!
Ben said something about Buddy Rogers.
Yeah, he said, WCW, you should have signed the real name for Buddy Rogers. Now, I know he's dead.
Alright, so the lobby timer has counted down to 0, and I'm going to go ahead and join in the lobby once again here.
The Purple Warrior is me. Alright. The Budio.
Of course, some of our drivers are big WWE fans. Alright, so hopefully this lobby is a little bit better this time. And it looks like it might be, but you never know. Yeah, it looks like everything looks good so far. Hopefully we can get the race going here. You know, of course, everyone has to line up in their correct positions. Well, they're running out of time a little bit, unless we take an extra lap just to make sure. Oh, but it looks like we're going right away. Green flag is out. We are underway in Chicagoland. And Bradley leads lap 1, and already he's under attack from the 41 of Wessel. Right on his back bumper. He wants to assert his dominance early. He's right on that bumper. He's going to try to find a way to the inside. But Bradley holds on to that top spot. Now he has a whole gaggle of Stewart Haas cars right behind him. In fact, 4 of the top 6 are Stewart Haas cars. 2 of them being Chevrolets, one being Bradley out front, and the other one being the 7 of Spencer Boyce. But Bradley might have gotten a little bit of a bump from David Wessel. They're side by side for the lead, right down on that apron. And David Wessel has taken over the lead. But now Ryan Parsons is trying to take that spot from his teammate. And they're really doing some jostling at the front of the field. Of course, Bradley got shuffled up to that higher line. That's not the lane you'd want to be in here. The Chicagoland is considered a one-groove racetrack where the fastest way around is the bottom, and it's really the only way around. And the top three are starting to break away. And it's a Stewart-Haas 1, 2, 3. And we're riding along with Tegan Jones, who is the second car in what has essentially become a second pack, which is led by the 7 of Spencer Boyce. But it looks like they might catch back up to the top three. Oh, Parsons got on the apron a little bit. That takes him up high. And that's going to allow Kamal Wright to take over second. And now Spencer has some momentum coming up on him. But Parsons slams the door on him. And it looks like that second pack is now one big front pack. Spencer right on that back bumper of the 14. And now Tegan wants to make a move on Spencer, so that way it'll be a Stewart-Haas 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like he might do that. He is right on that back bumper. Oh, Spencer went a little bit high. And Tegan is trying every which way to get around. Oh, David Wessel got into the wall, and that's going to allow Kamal Wright to take the lead. Yeah, I think Wessel might have gotten a little too high coming off of turn 2. And that's how he ended up in the wall. So Kamal Wright in the 10 has taken the lead, but for how long, as his teammate, the 14 of Ryan Parsons, is right on his back bumper. But now Spencer's trying to make a move. The top 6 pretty much running single file, nose to tail with a little bit of jostling. And now Ryan Parsons is looking to the inside of Kamal Wright. But Kamal holds on to that top spot for now. Parsons is going to try again here. May have been a little bit of contact between the two Stewart-Haas cars, as now Spencer Boyce is underneath Parsons for second. Yeah, and he clears him. And now Spencer's trying to get around Kamal for the lead. Oh, we got contact. The 14 and the 37 have gone around and into the wall, and it looked like Tegan might have lagged out. Oh, looks like the lobby got the lobby got kind of messed up again.
Do the race. He ran like 12 laps, so you know. Come on, dude.
Russell. Langley.
Yeah, like 10 points over. Hey, 10 points over Kyle Lawson. Because Lawson has such a bad base. Am I dead?
Yeah, but when it starts like that, it can get worse.
I say we dead. That's my vote. It worse. We're going to have to anyway. Ryan.
Yeah, apparently the whole lobby was lagging during the early part of the race, and it was right around lap 12, lap 13 that they started to consider, you know what, we're going to try and restart this thing again. So it looks like we are in a bit of another holding pattern. We're trying to get the race started once again.
Okay. You're right. I was on the wrong slider anyway, so. After 10 laps, it was getting tight. Yeah, right.
There's a slight twitching on my screen. It was starting to get worse, I guess, because everyone else was starting to see it. Yeah, my screen, Matt was twitching.
Say we all just put a 1 or a 9 slider on and fun.
Hey, I agree.
I'm going 9 then.
I'm staying with what I got. I don't know what I got.
What do you got?
That's not the rules there.
Yeah, also the rules, you have to either one or one.
All right, lobby timer has clicked down to 0, and I will be joining in. And from the looks of it here, this one's not looking that good either. And yep. But honestly, I don't really know what to say at this point. As we haven't really had any internet issues this bad since the 500 to start the season.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Who do you want to do it, Tegan? I mean, I don't think it matters.
I've already got it started. So. Yeah, because Michael's the host of the other one that we got 12 laps in. Bradley had the first one, so.
Holy shit.
That's just like the luck of the draw. Some weeks we get it, some weeks we don't.
And this is just one of those weeks.
Like we had a stretch there where like
It was good.
we couldn't. Yeah, we were getting on the first try. And now it's just terrible. Yeah. To be honest, if this doesn't work, I'm going to pause the lobby for a little bit because that seems to be working now. Honestly, if this also don't work, everyone will reset their game. Not like the PlayStation, but just the game.
We have problems with practice lobbies. If I reset my game, I'm resetting everything too.
I mean, all you got to do is turn your airplane mode on. You're fixed.
God dang.
John Cena showed up at the Oscars naked.
So what?
He was presenting best costume designs, so he came out naked.
That only makes sense that John Cena would do that.
You can't see him, so how was he naked?
Let's try this again, shall we? And that's something I never thought I'd hear. John Cena at the Oscars naked. And I'm sure that some of you, a lot of you are probably watching the Oscars right now. Oh, looks like so far so good. And hopefully we will be able to try this one again here. I believe this is our 5th attempt in getting this race in, or at least trying to get this race started, I should say. Bradley on pole, Kamal in second. Let's try this one again. Green flag is out, and we are underway at Chicagoland. And Bradley leads lap 1, but much like the last attempts where we ran 12 or 13 laps before the let's say the third restart, David Wessel right on his back bumper. And 3 Stewart-Haas cars right behind him. Oh, it looked like Wessel had a run coming off before, but Bradley shuts the door on him. Somebody's in the grass. I believe it was the 10 of Kamal Wright. Wessel again right on that back bumper of the 48. And it looks like they're 3 wide for 5th between Michael Whitman, Kevin Hall, and Spencer Boyce. And Whitman takes over the 5th spot. And so far it is Bradley and then 3 of the Haas cars, with the 9 of Michael Whitman running in 5th. Oh, it looks like now we might have a battle for 2nd between the 41 and the 10. It looks like that battle for 2nd might end up turning into a battle for the lead here in a little bit. Bradley might have gotten that apron. Wessel, like, right on that back bumper of the 48. But he takes a higher line. That's going to allow Kamal to take a peek. And so far, it is still Bradley leading. Looks like Wessel's got another runoff too. Yeah, but Bradley gaps him just that little bit. And it looks like the top 12 or top 11 are running single file side by side in one big freight train. Oh, but Wessel's got onto the apron. Here comes Kamal Wright for 2nd. And now Ryan Parsons is getting some help from the 9 of Michael Whitman. A contact between the 41 and the 9. And now that 41 is dropping like a stone all the way to the back of the lead pack. And like I said earlier, this track is a one-groove racetrack where the fastest way around is pretty much the only way around, and that's the bottom. And Wessel settles in 11th. We're riding along with Spencer Boyce in the 7. He is currently in 7th. Looking at the front pack right in front of him, but it looks like he might be catching up a little bit. Yeah, Bradley still hanging tough. That top spot. He's under attack from the 10 of Kamal Wright. They are all still single file in one big train. And now Bradley's under attack from the 10. And Kamal might have gotten a run off of 2, but Bradley holds firm. We have made it to lap 13. This is where we had to restart that last time. But as of right now, everything is still good to go. Looks like we might have a battle for third brewing between the 9 and the 14. Or we could have a battle for second between the 14 and the 10. And now we're looking at the second pack. This is the battle for 7th between Spencer Boyce in the 7 and Cameron Morris in the 2. Morris might have gotten a run. Right on that back bumper of the 7, who takes a little bit of a higher line, as does the 2 of Morris. And my boy still holds on to that top spot. Or should I say the 7th spot, the top spot in this second group. Anyway, your top 6 is still Bradley Domer Jr., Kamal Wright, Ryan Parsons, Michael Whitman, Kevin Hall, and Tegan Jones. And Wright still looking for every which way to get around Bradley. Oh, he gets into the grass. It looks like he hasn't scrubbed off any speed. Takes a bit of a sharper entry going into one, as he had a run off of two, but he thought better of it. Oh, looks like we're having some more lag issues. And it looks like it might just be the 10 and not the whole lobby this time, as the 14 of Parsons may have been affected by that. Yeah, and after all that, that's going to allow Michael Whitman to take second place. So it looks like Kamal's internet might be doing him dirty once again. And from the looks of it, green flag pit stops have started, as we have the 8 of JC Tirado in, followed by the 43 of Matt Connors. They are the first two in. Yeah, but Kamal's still hanging on to a top 5 position here, but the lines that he's running, it looks like he's either he's dropping to the back because of the line he's running, or he's just letting these guys go because of his lag. Yeah, and because of all that, not only has Whitman taken over second, but that has opened up a pretty sizable gap between first and second, with Bradley still leading. Yeah, and let's say hold on, let me count them up. Yeah, the top 10 are still staying out. Yeah, and they're still probably thinking about when the perfect time to come in is. And they still stay out. Looks like we have about 10 laps to go in the stage. Bradley's still leading. And with this lobby that we're in now, he has led every single lap so far. Now, of course, I talked about Kamal Wright wanting to get redemption for last week at Richmond. Looks like Bradley wants redemption from Atlanta, like, just as much. And 9 laps to go on the stage. And with Bradley leading, it is now a battle for second. Between the 9, the 37, the 4, the 14, and the 10. And of course, the 9 of Michael Whitman was able to make the overcut strategy work in Atlanta and get the better of his teammate. And that earned him his second win of the 2024 season. We now have 7 laps to go in the stage. But that 9 is under attack from the 37 now. Tegan is trying to make the move for third, but he's just a little bit too far to make it work, as Kevin Hall dives to the inside of Michael Whitman. He's trying to take second away. But Whitman holds on, and now Tegan Jones is taking third away from the 37. And he clears it, so the 48, the 9, and 4, your top three. As we are coming up on 5 laps to go in the stage. Now, keep in mind, this is 5 laps to go in the stage, which means cautions are still on, or cautions can still be, cautions can still come out. It's 5 laps to go in the race overall is where no more cautions happens. Now, of course, when we come to 2 laps to go, the pits will be closed. Bradley's coming in now. And it looks like the 7 of Spencer Boyce is going to follow suit. So Michael Whitman has now inherited the lead with Tegan Jones right behind him. At the 48 and the 7 are in. And now Whitman's coming in, and Tegan Jones stays out. The 37 and the 14, the 41 and the 12 follow suit. So now Tegan Jones inherits the lead. As I believe we are coming to 2 laps to go, which means pits will be closed. And it looks like the 10 has peeled onto pit road. Oh, it looks like the stage might be over, actually. Yeah, it looks like the stage is over. So Tegan Jones was able to last longest, and he takes the stage win. And so now everyone that was a lap down during that green flag cycle will go around and get their laps back. And the pits are open, so everyone's coming in. And since there are a lot of cars on pit road, we will see who has the first pit stall. And it is the 2 of Cameron Morris that has the first pit stall, so we will look at his camera to see the race off of pit road. And Tegan will win the race off, but it was a bit of a close fight between him and Morris. And so because of that pit road shakeup to end the stage, the 9 of Michael Whitman has taken over the lead. And the 2 cars in front of him, the 8 of JT Tirado and the 9 of Matt Connors, are a lap down, or at least almost a lap down. And now they're going to come onto pit road for service. So it looks like we may be seeing some alternate strategies for a lot of these guys, and hopefully their strategy is the right one that they call. So because of that, Tegan Jones has taken over the lead once again. Now, of course, everyone's still running single file. I believe they will double up either at the end of this lap or the start of next lap. And Spencer Boyce is going to take the wave around, as is Bradley, and Matt Connors, and JC, and Jared Haw. Yeah, and how about James Iconelli in the 24, who was running in the back in the entirety of that first stage, and now he's up to third, and now they're coming back onto pit road. Yeah, everyone on the lead lap is coming back down pit road, and David Wessel in the 41 stays out. So it looks like we'll go back to Cameron Morris's onboard. See who wins the race off this time. And it looks like Kevin Hall wins the race off. Alright, so Kevin Hall has won the race off of pit road. And with Wessel staying out, that makes Wessel the leader. Of course, they're all slowing down to a crawl to make sure everyone catches back up. So, a bit of confusion on pit strategy as we ended the stage. But I think they're gonna get back going here. And since it's the start of the final stage, how about we crank it up?
We're on the same damn lap we would have anyway. Who's the leader here?
Whistle. Sorry, Mike. It's okay. I don't know what Hancock's doing here. Sorry, S'mores. I'm trying to time it.
Not clear.
Clip the apron hairs, or you had to back up?
I don't know if you meant to do that or not. Look, you kind of slid up out of my way or just slid up tight.
Like you said.
As a change and restart, kind of me and JB were nowhere near the pack when we all restarted.
That's what happens when you enter the very bottom.
Come on up, Weasel. You get.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm trying to get under your eye.
Now I see lag. Fucking Christ.
I don't see anything.
If I hit you, my bad.
Scoop. Whistle, no pressure, man. I'm just gonna stay in line.
Check up the wall.
That kind of fucked us, Ryan, didn't it?
Yeah, no shit. Great. My bad, James. I tried to tuck in right behind you.
So Wessel had the lead on the restart, but Tegan Jones had the faster run off of turn 2, and he just took it away. Yeah, Tegan Jones, who I believe won the last race here, or won the race last year, and I believe the year before that as well. It looks like he's going to try to get himself another one here at Chicagoland. And as per usual, whenever we run these races, is that he more than likely has the car to beat. And he's definitely showing it now. And of course, his teammate, the 41 of Wessel, he wants that lead back. And he will not be denied. And we got one car on the apron and it got shuffled up, and that was the 37 of Hall. So we have the top 3 single file, and everyone else is double file. Cameron Morris gets into the wall as the 7 and the 9 try to go under him. Morris had a little bit of a run in turn 2, and he's still side by side with the 9 of Michael Whitman. And I believe that is the battle for 8th, and Whitman gets the better of him. And the top 2 are starting to break away. It's the 4 of Tegan Jones, the 41 of David Wessel. It looks like Hall's trying to make a move to try to get back to 3rd. He just didn't have the momentum to do it. And so it's a Stuart Haas 1-2-3 with Ryan Parsons in 3rd. Now it's looking like Kamal Wright might actually make the move for 5th. And he does. He's going to get some help from Spencer Boyce in the 7. So it's all Fords in the top 5, with Stuart Haas taking 4 of those spots. And it's still the 4 and the 41 that is broken away from the field. Well, it looks like they might start to catch up a little bit. Yeah, the 14 of Ryan Parsons is closer now. As Michael Whitman has made the move on Kevin Hall, this is and that's for 6th. So Michael Whitman is now the highest running Chevrolet. Yeah, and Parsons has caught up to the top 2 now. And it looks like Tegan's starting to break away. I believe we are at that point now where we're starting to see the long runs. And the 41 and the 14 are still right there on them. Well, the 14 trying to make a move up high, but it wasn't going to work. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a battle brewing in the second pack between three of the Hendrick cars, the 48 of Bradley, the 88 of Jared Haw, and the 24 of James Iaconelli. This is the battle for 10th. Yeah, and Bradley's probably thinking to himself, what happened there on that pit cycle? I was just leading the race. And I got shuffled all the way back to 10th. Now, of course, he's hoping for something to happen to get himself back up there. Funny, we have a 3-teammate battle out front, and then we have a 3-teammate battle for 10th as Jared Haw makes a move on Bradley for 10th. But Bradley might try the switchback, or the crossover. Yeah, but he sticks right behind him. Yeah, so now as you can see, like all the way up there on the front stretch, the top 5, all Fords, 4 of them being Stewart Haas, have broken away. Yeah, the Mustangs are looking like they have the cars to beat. Oh, Tegan might have gotten into the wall a little bit, and that's going to allow David Wessel to take the lead. And Tegan wants that lead back, and he's going to try it. He's down on the inside of the 41. Oh, contact between the two Stewart Haas cars, and that's going to allow Parsons to get involved in this fight. And Tegan retakes the lead. And Wessel's going to get shuffled back. And they're side by side for second, and that's going to allow Tegan Jones to pull away even more. And Parsons takes over second. Yeah, and Kamal Wright gets around Wessel now for third. So yeah, it is now a Stewart Haas 1, 2, 3, 4. With Joshua Harris, the lone Penske, in fifth. And the 4 Stewart Haas car still nose to tail, single file. And the top 5, which are all Fords, have still broken away, even with that bit of an exchange for the lead. And so now I'm looking at the second pack led by the 9 of Michael Whitman. And I think, yeah, they were pretty much all jostling for positions there. So if I were anyone in the second pack, I would say, calm down, like get single file, so that way we can catch back up to the top 5. Well, it looks like that might not be the case so far, at least for the moment. It looks like the Stewart-Haas teammates are starting to break away from Joshua Harris. I think Harris has closed back up, so now it's the top 2 that have broken away just a bit as Wessel gets back around Kamal Wright for 3rd. It looks like the Fords are starting to jostle a little bit up front. Now it looks like Whitman's pulling away from the 3 guys behind him. And Spencer Boyce making a move on the inside of the 37. This is for 7th. And meanwhile out front, it is still Stewart-Haas leading the charge. And we're nearly at the halfway mark. They're currently on lap 63. And the 14 and the 41 still right on that back bumper of the 4, but Jones is keeping them at bay. And Parsons is trying something. He's trying every which way he can to get around his teammate and team owner in that 4 car. But from the looks of Whitman's stream, it looks like these guys are seriously starting to consider green flag pit stops. And as I say that, the 41 of Wessel, the 48 of Bradley, and pretty much a majority of the field is coming in as we have a bit of a problem for Kevin Hall coming into pit road. Yeah, the 48 of Bradley was the first to come in. And now the 4 and the 14 are coming in as Ryan almost passed Tegan Jones coming on the pit road. As we got Morris, Ha, and Iconelli also coming in for their scheduled service. But as of right now, Tegan Jones is still your leader. Looks like he might hold on to that spot when they come out here. And he will, but Parsons is right behind him. So great stop from both of those crews. And now here comes Kamal Wright. He's going to sail right on by the 14 and the 4 to take the lead. But since he pitted a lap earlier than his two Stewart-Haas teammates, it looks like the 4 and the 14 will make the overcut work. So of course, the 10 of Kamal Wright had the most dominant car last week at Richmond. But his internet had other plans with 3 laps to go. And everyone and every driver said, like, yeah, like, Kamal should have had it. Yeah, and I'm definitely in the camp that say, yeah, he definitely should have had it. He had the most dominant car. But hopefully this time pit strategy falls his way and he gets himself a win. But he's going to have a pretty tough fight ahead of him as he has 2 really fast teammates of Tegan Jones and Ryan Parsons right behind him, with Joshua Harris following suit. And again, Jones and Parsons pitting a lap later than Kamal, and they have the fresher tires. Well, Kamal takes a bit of a higher line. That's going to let Tegan get underneath him. Side by side for the lead, and Tegan Jones reclaims the top spot. So the overcut working in favor of the 4 and the 14. And the 14 might have had a run. He decides to stay behind his team owner and teammate. Yeah, but that 14 is still right there, though. And we are now a few laps past the halfway mark. They are currently on lap 72, so we have 63 laps to go now. Now coming at 62 to go. I would say it's still everybody's racing, and a lot of these guys do still have time, but of course time and laps are so precious when you run in the Cup Series, especially if the 4 Tegan Jones is the one that's leading. Yeah, Parsons took a little bit of a higher line. That's going to make him lose some ground a bit. And he gets a run off 4, but it's looking like he might catch back up here. And he will. So it's 4-4. It's 3 Stewart-Haas cars in the top 4 with Michael Whitman, the lone Chevrolet, all the way back there in 5th. I bet you he's hoping for something to happen with the top four or anybody else in the field to bring out a caution and bunch everyone back up. So meanwhile, it's still the 4 and the 14 running nose to tail. We have a battle for 6 brewing between the 2 of Cameron Morris and the 7 of Spencer Boyce. Oh, we got somebody down in the grass. It's the 10 of Kamal Wright. So an unfortunate turn of events for Kamal Wright, who was leading earlier, got shuffled back and forth. Now something happened to him. I believe he might have made contact with the 12 of Joshua Harrison and spun himself around. Either that or it was another lag spike. So put Joshua Harris up in 3rd. Michael Whitman 4th, Cameron Morris 5th. So now this is the battle for 7th between 3 of the Hendrick guys. The 48, the 88, and the 24. It looks like the 88 of Jared Hobb might have gotten a run off of turn 2. But he stays right behind the 48 of Bradley. But Bradley took a higher line off of 4. So now looking at Kamal Wright, who dropped all the way to the back after his little run in with the grass. Probably might have been another lag spike that caused him to duck down low in the grass there. And it caused a lot of these guys to spread out. That means the only 2 battles on the track because of that are the battle for the lead between the 4 and the 14, and the battle for 7th between 3 of the Hendrick cars. As we now have 51 laps to go in the race. And it is still Tegan Jones and Ryan Parsons, the top 2. And neither of these guys are given an inch. We have 50 laps to go in the race now. And at this point, with everyone pretty much all spread out like this, the only way to get back up to the front is with a caution. And of course, it either has to be a 2-car wreck or a lag caution in order for that to happen. And they are still nose to tail. The top two. And then Kamal Wright has come down to pit road. He probably got some damage in that little incident there. And it looks like the 300 cars of Bradley, Jared, and James, they have caught up to the 7 of Spencer Boyce. Yeah, he's running a very high line off of 2. Yeah, it's now turned to a battle for 6th. But Bradley took a higher line off. And Jared Haw and James Iaconelli are going to make the move. Or should I say only Jared will make the move. But Bradley's going to try the crossover. To put Jared Haw up to 7th. Again, it's still the 4 and the 14 running nose to tail and far away from the rest of the field. And at this point, you're starting to think about coming in for your next set of green flag pit stops. But if you're Ryan Parsons, do you try to make that move that you made coming down the pit road the last time, where you almost passed Tegan coming in? He's probably thinking that to himself now. Because really the only way to get around Tegan Jones at this point is try to beat him coming on the pit road. Because if he beats you coming on to pit road, chances are he'll more than likely beat you coming out of pit road, barring a penalty. Yeah, it looks like nobody's coming in yet. It looks like the Hendrick cars have gotten around Spencer Boyce. Yeah, and there's Bradley and Spencer coming in. And it looks like Harris and Michael Whitman are the first 2 of the lead cars coming onto pit road. Or should I say the top 5 running cars coming onto pit road. And so now the 4 and the 14 are thinking about when are they going to come down pit road. As the 10, Kamal Wright, who had service earlier to repair some damage from that incident he had, He has, of course, the fresher tires, and he's going to unlap himself as the 4 and the 14 are coming in now. Along with the 2 and the 1 and the 43. And the 41 of Westlow's also come in. And of course, this may be either their second to last or third to last stop. And Tegan wins off of pit road again. But this time he's got a much larger gap between him and the 14. Now, of course, when these cars come off of pit road, they have to stay on the apron until they get to the dotted line off of turn 2. That's when they can blend up onto the racing surface. Yeah, so Tegan Jones definitely had the better stop of the top 2. So now with Ryan Parsons running in second, pretty much about a second ahead of your teammate and team owner. It's like, now you're going to have to try to work to get back to Tegan. Yeah, because you've pretty much been on his back bumper the entire time. And now this last pit stop, he's gained a second on you. So now we're coming to 35 laps to go. And Tegan with a very solid pit entry and pit stop. And that's got him to the gap that it is now. Meanwhile, the new car in third place is the 9 of Michael Whitman, but now he's under attack from the 12 of Joshua Harris. So those two pit crews getting the job done. And with everybody pretty much all spread out, this looks to be the only real battle on track right now. The 9 and the 12. Of course, Harris trying to make it a 1-2-3 for Ford. But Michael Whitman, the highest running Chevrolet, is trying to deny him of that. Oh, Whitman gets into the wall out before. That's going to allow Harris to get right on his back bumper, almost try to make a move on him. Again, the 9 holds on. I believe these guys still have to make roughly 1 or 2 more pit stops before this whole thing's said and done. And I may be mistaken here, as the other on-track battle is the battle for 6th between Bradley Domer Jr., Spencer Boyce, and Kevin Hall. And Spencer has a run on Bradley off of 2 here. And he keeps it on the bottom. A little bit of a lag spike from the 7. Yeah, and it looks like it is only affecting the 7 of Spencer Boyce as of right now. Everyone else still looks good. As we now have 30 laps to go. And the 4 of Tegan Jones is still holding a sizable lead over his teammate, the 14 of Ryan Parsons. Looks like he's going to try to lap the 24 of James Iconelli. Oh, it looks like we have the 9 of Michael Whitman coming down pit road for his final stop. He might try something here. As with 29 laps to go now, he'll be 2 laps to the good on fuel. So an interesting strategy call from the 9 team. It looks like he only took 2 tires on that stop. So yeah, he's definitely trying a pretty risky strategy. So that puts the 12 of Joshua Harris in third. So it is a Ford 1-2-3, at least at the moment. Of course, Cameron Morris is right behind him in fourth, so it's a 1-2-3-4 for Ford. And the 7 of Spencer Boyce still trying to make that move on Bradley, which is now for 5th. So we now have 27 laps to go now. And we have the 43 of Matt Connors coming off the pit road. I believe that is for his final stop. We have one other car coming off the pit road. And it is the 1 of Anthony Peters. Now the 37 is in. Followed by the 41 of David Wessel. So these guys are now starting to make their final pit stops. As we're coming to 24 laps to go when they cross the line. Yep, it is now 24 laps to go. Now, of course, Tegan Jones, he started 9th. So a little bit towards the middle or back of the pack. But of course, since it is Tegan Jones, you know he's going to have a really fast car. Of course, it took him a little bit of a pit strategy to get him that stage win, but ever since then, he's been the one out front. So we're going from a win that he didn't really want to have last week to a potential win that he might want to have this week. I believe this is now 22 laps to go, coming to 21. Yes, it is 21 laps to go now, but now the question on not just Tegan Jones's mind, but Ryan Parsons' mind as well. When will you come in for your final stop, especially since you've been seeing guys come in for their last stops of the race? We now have 20 laps to go. And the 88 of Jared Haas come in for his final stop. Tegan Jones is now starting to come up on traffic with the 24, James Iconelli. I try to put him a lap down. The battle for fifth is still going on between the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. and the 7 of Spencer Boyce. Of course, these two are still nose to tail. Oh, Spencer Boyce trying to peek down low. But I wouldn't get too comfortable battling each other, as you have the 9 of Michael Whitman, who had that pretty risky strategy with 2 tires and a full tank of gas for his final pit stop. And Jones has gotten around James Iconelli. He's now a lap down. And I think Jones might have actually gained even more on Ryan Parsons there. Unless Parsons might actually be, saving his tires and fuel. Oh, James Iconelli roughed up David Wessel. And of course, Wessel also a lap down, but he has the fresher tires and he might try to unlap himself. And Joshua Harris is now making his final pit stop. And now Cameron Morris is making his final pit stop. At 41, and Tegan Jones still leading. But of course, the 41 to David Wessel, he already made his stop, so he has the fresher tires. He's trying to unlap himself here. Tegan still stays out. As we have 12 laps to go now. Oh, Wessel's trying to unlap himself on the high side. Well, he has the tires to do it. And he does. And now Ryan Parsons is coming in for his final stop. As is the 7 of Spencer Boyce and the 48 of Bradley. And Parsons trying to make an undercut work on his teammate. Now Tegan Jones is coming in for his last stop. And Parsons is coming out now. And he has to stay on that apron until the exit of turn 2. Right where that blend line is. Of course, now Parsons has the fresher tires. And then Tegan's coming out now. And Tegan has rejoined the racing surface. And he's even further ahead now. We're now coming to 8 laps to go. Of course, Parsons may have the fresher tires, but, well, actually, Jones now has the fresher tires. So yeah, he's trying to flex a little bit here now. We now have 7 laps to go. And Tegan Jones, ever since he took the stage win after starting 9th, he has been, once again, the dominant car. Six laps to go. I'm sure Tegan Jones wants to wait one more lap, so that way he can hear 5 laps to go, no more cautions. And at that point, the race will pretty much be official. And there it is, 5 laps to go. No more cautions. Looking at Ryan Parsons in second. Wondering what could have been if the pit stops fell his way. Four laps to go now. We have Michael Whitman running in third, who was in the top 5 for a good chunk of the day. But a bit of a confusion on pit road. Trying to make green flag pit stops kind of dropped him back a little bit, but he has recovered nicely. He is now in third. Three laps to go now. Tegan still with a very solid lead over second place Ryan Parsons. 2 laps to go now. To say that his domination over the last few seasons has been absolutely impressive. And it's no wonder why he is ranked number 1 on the list of the greatest CFRL drivers of all time, as we now hit the white flag, 1 lap to go. Tegan Jones started 9th. He was able to make his car last until the stage break. And ever since then, it's been all him, all the time. And he's going to come around off of turn 4. And he's going to get himself win number 6. Tegan Jones wins at Chicagoland.
I hate you two are scaring me. You two are scaring me. Oh, and Mike's dead. I hit the apron, so that gave him the run. That's not Mike, that's James. Yeah. Guys, I finished top 6. I had to block you. Yeah, I hate being blocked. I got you, man. I hate being.
Another dominant performance from the 3-time CFRL Cup Series champion. Now, of course, will the 4 get his 4th this season in 2024? Only time will tell on that. So we have Tegan Jones winning, Ryan Parsons 2nd, Michael Whitman 3rd, Cameron Morris 4th, and Joshua Harris finishing in the top 5. And Joshua Harris with the fastest lap with a 30.3. And let's go ahead and get your race winner, Tegan Jones. So the party invitation has been sent, and we're gonna wait for him to be in here. And there he is, Tegan Jones, your race winner here at Chicagoland. You started 9th, was able to make your car last until the stage break, and ever since then, it's been all you the rest of the way. Take us through that.
It's just unfortunate to have a stage broke up again with another yellow. This time at least it wasn't because of the pack racing that we had at Atlanta, but and then it just really got really confusing. Like, we don't even have stage results right now because of it, so we got to figure that out. But Yeah, I mean, if it had went green, I think I was going to be all right because I only had to take like a splash for the stage finish. But yeah, I mean, I kind of been working on my car all week with a couple people, or a few people actually this week, just trying to figure out, whether it was gonna be loose or tight or whatever. And I finally hit on something last night that was just perfect. So um, gotta thank my teammates for that, being there with the lobbies and shit. But yeah, I mean, Ron was really close. Ron probably had just as fast a car as I did. It's just that that last the next to last pit stop, he kind of had issues getting into pit road. He was a little conservative, and I like really pushed it, like I almost sped. So, um, yeah, it's just this race. Once you get out of the draft, you can kind of see who's fastest. But um, yeah, after that stage yellow I had, it kind of broke everything up. I don't know if it settled people down or people just raced kind of differently or were stupid. I know some people in the back are not happy about it, the way that the caution fell during the stage and how it affected the restart, to start the last stage. So um, I've had races lost that way. I mean, I lost Kentucky that way, in my opinion. So uh, getting kind of stuck in the mid pack, or even like you restart fifth, you can kind of get fucked and lose touch with the leaders. So uh, I just it's just had a good car. Uh, there's not much to say. I mean, I played the right strategy, pitted when I could by myself, because that's the thing that you kind of have to shoot for now, because if you don't, you get run over. So, uh, yeah, it was a good race. Looked like it was going to be a good night for Stuart Haas, but Kamal had a lag issue that kind of put him in the back, and then Wessel forgot the shift, so he sped down pit road too. So if it weren't for that, he would have finished top four. So it was a decent night for our team. So that's all I can ask for, even while winning.
Yeah, and speaking of your teammate Ryan Parsons, he was your closest competition after all of that. Like, what were you trying to do to make sure that he stays behind you?
Well, I know it kind of looks that way, but I'm pretty sure there was others that was probably pretty close. It's just with this low draft, if you get 4 or 5 people together and they kind of stay in line, you can pull away from everybody else if they're kind of racy. And I think that happened to a few of the guys that probably would have been quick, like Michael. But yeah, Ron gave me a couple shots because Ron seems to be able to get into the corners and get back into the gas quicker. I don't know if it's like a steering wheel advantage or something, but yeah, that run where we kind of broke up, I kind of was watching the time, and he would gain a tenth or two, and then I would gain it back. So we were pretty much just even. And even with low draft, there is draft. So that's always my goal during these green flag pit cycles, is to get people out of my draft, because that's usually how you can break away and go at it. So um, yeah, it was going to come down, if Ron would had been stayed with me the whole run, it was just going to come down to probably pit entry. And then he was being nice, not taking moves on the bottom, on the backstretch and stuff like that. So I'm sure that would have went out the window, and as it should, if he had been able to stick with me on that, and throughout the whole end of the race. So, and as long as I don't get wrecked or moved up with aggressiveness, and I'm fine with it. So if he had won and I had finished second, just right behind him, I'd have been okay with it.
So now this is your sixth win of the season. Do you think the four has what it takes to go for four in 24?
I definitely do. It's not going to be easy. It's not easy getting these wins anymore either. I've just had good fortune fall my way in a few of these. So, um, and another thing is we got to have this game stick with us for the rest of the seasons, because we're getting kind of worried that that we're gonna get on one night and it not work, and like there's no fixing it. Like they're not even gonna get on and fix it. That's gonna suck. But I guess we'll just keep going on until it does. So
Yeah, and keep going, we will. So, Tegan Jones, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week at Watkins Glen.
Thanks, Gus, or thanks, Guy, since you're by yourself again. So thanks for doing what you do every week. I know it's hard to do it by yourself, and it's just like I'm trying to get you somebody, but like I said, some people don't take it serious, and people that do reply do not reply back. So thanks for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, later.
Later. And now we will go ahead and bring in the second place finisher of Ryan Parsons. Say he was Tegan's closest competition, as he was pretty much right on his back bumper, keeping him honest the entire time. But ultimately, the pit stops didn't really go his way, and he has to settle for second. And there he is, Ryan Parsons, with a very solid run, getting a second place. But sadly, the pit stops didn't really go your way at the end there. Was there anything you could have done differently, especially coming onto pit road to try to get the better of Tegan?
Take no tires. That's as simple as that. Take no tires. That's where he got me.
Yeah, and I did see you taking a bit of an aggressive entry coming into pit road. I believe your second or third to last stop. Was there anything that you could have done differently to try to beat him on pit road there? At least
The second to last is where you're talking about. I should have been a little less conservative. He pressed the issue and I didn't. I thought he was going to be conservative as well, and I made the wrong decision there to play it more conservative going in.
Yeah, but overall a very solid day for you and the Fords, as four of y'all finished in the top five, with the lone Chevy of Whitman in third. Kind of like the meat and the Ford sandwich. How do you think the Fords are performing this season in your eyes?
Oh, I mean, tonight was a great performance. Showed our strengths and how good we are. I know Tegan was fast. We practiced. Everyone was equal to each other. Me and Tegan obviously won 2. Then I believe 4 and 5 was Harris and S'mores, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But they all of us were really fast, and it was good to see that 4 out of the 5 took top 5 positions.
Well, it's great to see the drivers of one particular manufacturer having a great day, and yeah, congratulations on a very solid second place. Not really the result you kind of wanted. I'm sure you wanted more, but second place.
I wanted it so bad.
Yes,
I wanted it bad.
Yeah, second place was is still a very solid result for you, and I believe we will see you. I believe we'll see you next week at Watkins Glen.
You will be.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, I will now go ahead and bring in the third place finisher, which is the 9 of Michael Whitman, the lone Chevy in the top 5. A pretty risky strategy, taking 2 tires for his final stop, but ultimately I would say it worked out pretty well, as he was still able to get himself a top 5 result. Yeah, and there is Michael Whitman, your third place finisher. Overall, had a really solid day, but a bit of a confusion on that last pit stop before the stage break, and a very risky strategy call at the end to get yourself a third place finish. Take us through.
Yeah, I'm not really going to go into what happened at the stage. I have my opinion about that whole thing. I understand how we've done it before, but I don't necessarily think, rushing that yellow was really the right thing because it seemed like it was kind of rushed and it hurt the guys that were pitting and bailed out guys that were going to pit the next lap. Um, but there was a lot of communication issue during that point, so it was just a really tough situation. Unfortunate because, I didn't know we were pitting and I lost probably 3 or 4 spots compared to where I would have been if I had known. So that got me back to 8th. Then I got behind Ryan, who hit the apron. That slowed me up, and the 12 and the 7 had no problem taking advantage of that and just rutting me up out of the way even more. And so that got me out of the draft. And from then it was just a dogfight to try to just run qualifying laps every lap to just stay. Because if you're out of the pack, you're not going to do well. Like, I was really lucky to finish 3rd. Some things had to happen, but happy with it. Knew what my call was going to be pretty early on in that last stage. So happy it worked out. I knew 4 really wasn't going to be the move. You're not going to gain that much time on 4 tires compared to 2 and the can. So I had a good car. I think if I had the draft up there with the Fords, I would have been able to at least stick with Tegan and Ryan. Those two definitely were the 2 guys, and the 10 were the guys I was looking at most heading into this week as threats. So not surprising to see them up front, but after a pretty topsy-turvy day and it seeming like everything that really could have gone against me did, I will take another top 3.
Yeah, and going back to the Fords and their performance, you were kind of like the meat in that Ford sandwich with 2 Fords in front of you and 2 Fords behind you. What do you think their performance is going to be like going into the rest of the season?
I mean, they're always going to be strong. One Ford's always going to be there, right?
Hmm.
But tracks like this really are good for Ryan. We've had a really good stretch for Kamal these last couple. Hopefully his internet figures it out because I feel bad for him. And the other guys, I think it was just a matter of circumstance for them. The way the stage happened really helped those guys out quite a bit. And some of the deals within the draft really helped them out. They had track position and they were working pretty cohesively. I think I had something for those guys, and I was happy to be in the middle, I guess. I don't think I had a winning car, but 3rd is, I think, pretty good, pretty indicative of, I think, where my car was. Just unfortunate circumstances tonight. Hate it for our Chevy guys. They kind of were just mired back and had a lot of stuff going on. Bradley was that yellow that happened towards the end of the stage, so he really was going to be tough for him to recover with track position being so key there. And JB had a lot of stuff go on with him tonight, and James sped. So our guys, they were fast. I think our 4, at least at Hendrick, were arguably as good as their 4, maybe a little bit worse. This is a really good track for all 4 at SHR and their affiliates at Penske. But just a really unfortunate set of circumstances for us. But I have no doubt that next week at Watkins Glen will be a good racetrack for us. So excited for that.
Yeah, and Watkins Glen is surely to be a crazy race, I feel, and yeah, congratulations on a very solid 3rd place finish, and we will see you next week at Watkins Glen.
I appreciate it. You excited for some road racing?
Oh yeah, I love me some road racing.
That is, from New York, so that's the one track that I haven't gotten yet that I really would like to. I've been close a couple times, so definitely going to be putting in a lot of work throughout the week to get one there. I know we've got a lot of strong guys, so it'll be tough, but I'm super pumped for that. Thank you again for doing this. I know doing it by yourself is not easy, but you do as good of a job as anybody I've seen, so I appreciate you majorly. And maybe some of these guys will quit cup racing and join you in the booth at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see on that, but probably come playoff time, we might
See
have.
people drop off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're doing a heck of a job up here, and you're one of the MVPs of the league this year. So big shout out to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely. See you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you
Hopefully.
then. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Of course, now we will go ahead and bring in Cameron Morris. a very good friend of the booth who finished in fourth. I would say he had a pretty quiet day. He was like running up near the top 5, top 10 for pretty much a good chunk of the night, but and ultimately he found himself with the top 5 finish, finishing fourth. And there he is, Cameron Morris. Overall, I would say, very quiet day for you, but it ended with a top 5 result. Take us through what it looked like from your perspective.
Just overall, a great one tonight, especially not being able to make the race last week. It put myself in a hole in the point standings because I was 29 points below the playoff cut line entering tonight. So I gained some massive points on some guys that were ahead of me in points. So that's awesome with the stage points and the finish as well. And overall, to get Fords in the top, I think 4 in the top 5, and it also had some fast ones too, Kamal and Weasel as well. Those two should definitely been up there as well. And just overall, a really great night for me and the team as a whole. Deegan winning, not surprising. Line up there in second, not surprising because he likes his track. But me and Harris, for the Penske side of the SHO Penske affiliation, had a really great night. Probably the best night that we've had, me and Harris as teammates, in the Cup level anyway, for the whole year. So I'm happy to get some top 5s and head on to next week.
So yeah, and as I've been saying with a lot of these guys that have been coming in for interviews, and I've been saying, the Fords tonight have been like very strong tonight, and I even told Mike, who was in here previously, like he was the meat in the Ford sandwich with 2 Fords finishing ahead and 2 Fords finishing behind, and yeah, I bet you got to feel really happy about what the Fords have been able to do tonight as well as the entire season.
Oh yeah, we've always had the speed. It's mainly the Stewart Haas guys that have the speed. The Penske boys and the Penske Fords don't have it every week like they do. It's like alliances in real life. Like I guess Penske, for example, you see the 12 and the 22 up front sometimes, and then the 21's lagging in the back. Sometimes me and Harris are the 21 most times, but if we get the 21 dialed in, we'll be up there with them. That's basically how we've been hot and cold all year, but for have a really good one for us forwards. It's just awesome, and Mike being the bow tie to keep us all together, so to speak, pretty much was pretty cool to work with him as well, and let's see how the rest of the year goes. I'm heading to Watkins Glen next week. Now, it's one of my favorite road courses, but with how everyone's so close and so competitive, it's probably not gonna be a great night. So luckily, I got some very crucial points to help me out for next week.
Yeah, and speaking of those points, how much of a deal are the points that you've gained tonight?
It's huge because just missing one race, I dropped 25 points, something like that. I was 4 below. I was like 14 below, then I was 4 below, and then I 29 below. And with how the mid pack gets Chicago with me, Matt, Kevlon, and Harris, all those guys, we're all like really close within each other. And to be that close in points, and that little bubble between the 10th, the 15th area, every point matters. And some tracks are gonna be really good for some of us, and some tracks are not gonna be good for any of us. And like next week, Watkins Glen's not gonna be one of my favorite tracks, especially what happened in the midweek race earlier in the year. I was not good there, so I don't have any high hopes for this week at Homestead and at Watkins Glen. but hopefully try to salvage something out of it and then head to the doubleheader after that.
And it should be a really fun road race next week at Watkins Glen. And congratulations on your top 5 finish, and we will see you next week at Watkins Glen.
I hope to be there. We'll see, but I'm always going to try to get there. Thank you for broadcasting tonight.
No problem.
Have a good night.
Yeah, same to you. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and see if Harris is online, see if we can get him in here. And yeah, he is. He is the other Penske Ford to get himself a top 5 finish. And there he is, Joshua Harris. A very solid top 5 run for you, and you've pretty much been up there the whole time. Take us through.
It was really tough coming from the back, trying to see these moves people were making, and then once people went down pit road, it was a caution, and we was all confused there. Don't know who got stage points and who should be a lap down. But the car was really good. Once we got back going for the final stage, my car was really, really good. So I was making passes, not really trying to wait on people to correct their cars or get back in line. I just wanted to see if I can really run people down, and that's what happened. And then once the Stewart Haas guys and me broke away, we was just sitting in line, saving tires, which I felt really good about my car then. Then it felt like I just needed to be a little tighter, which came into pit road and made an adjustment, and I lost to 10. And I think me and him were trying to figure out who was faster so we can get to the 14 and the 4, but they pulled away, and 10 had problems. But really good day for this 12 car. You know, we needed points mostly. That's what I'm worried about since we're not in the playoffs right now. So if we can't win, we'll try to get as many points as we can in the weekend.
Yeah, and of course you were talking about the Stewart Haas guys. Did you think you had anything for them at any point in the race?
Like I said, the final part of the stage when we was breaking away from the part, if I didn't touch that car, I felt like I maybe could have done something, but it was pretty fast. I don't think I would have outran them because my tire wear was probably almost a little off from what they were from what I think we was just talking about a few minutes ago, but winning, maybe not. But and also we also had to take count that, you know, the 41 sped, which eliminated him from the top 5. The 10 had lag problems, eliminated him from the top 5, and who was it probably from them two, I think maybe outside the top 5, 6th place would have been our spot, but you know, I'll take 5th place any day of the week.
Yeah, and how big were the points that you gained tonight to your playoff hopes?
I think I was probably, from what I've seen and talked about, mostly about 50 or 60 points back. We got stage points in 5th. I don't know how much that adds those to, but definitely cuts a better gap than any other race I raced this season. Because getting stage points was a problem. So, you know, getting stage points today really worked, even though it wasn't a lot. I'll take any stage points in any race. In a hot finish with a fast lap that me and Ryan tied on, actually, so no one gets the point for fastest lap. So we're looking to the midweek as it goes to Vegas this week, try to get as much points or a win as we want. And then we at the Glen next week. So it's going to be a lot of tough races at the Glen. And I'm not that good of a road racer, so I'll try to put in a lot of time to see if I can get another top 5 next week.
And hopefully we will see you finish in the top 5 this week, but next week. But congratulations on your top 5 this week, and we'll see you next week at Watkins Glen.
Thank you. I'll see you at Watkins Glen.
All right, and I believe since that is the top 5, we will go ahead and end stream. So, final thoughts about this race. The first part of it, Yeah, there was some miscommunication about, pitting and the stages, and apparently a caution came out, which I actually did not see. But in the end, uh, when Tegan Jones got out front, it was basically all him the rest of the way, as it normally is here. And he gets his sixth win of the season, and he's pretty much set himself up nicely to go for his fourth Cup Series championship. Now, of course, we'd like to thank you all for watching. I know the start of the race was kind of a bit hectic with all the restarts to the lobby and whatnot. But of course, for the Cup guys, next week, as mentioned, we are going to be going to our second road course race of the year, which is at Watkins Glen, which personally is my favorite of all the road courses that we go to, since it for me it as where Pocono is like a speedway that drives like a road course. Watkins Glen is a road course that drives like a speedway, and there's a lot of close battles and hard racing on the track in upstate New York. And of course, for the midweek guys, we will be heading to Vegas on Wednesday night. I know that the race last year was a bit of a chaotic one on pit strategy as well, and hopefully, and I think we might see something similar considering that it is Vegas, but hopefully you'll join us all for that. And don't forget to like the stream, share it, subscribe to the channel, so that way you don't miss any of these, as well as any of our races, as well as the podcast, which is actually going to be tomorrow night as well. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.